And what's going on? It is Straw Hat Brian. I'm back again here to deliver my One Piece chapter 888 review to you guys. If you haven't read it, I suggest you check it out now because spoilers will be lurking in the video ahead. So, we can get right into it. We're going to talk about the cover page. I say this every week. We have to talk about the cover page. So, it continues on from last week's cover page. We saw Don Sai. He got beat down by his ex-fiance after called off the wedding. So on this cover page, we see that Euholycia is a part of a husband club, and she has 25 husbands already. So it's like she's like heavy into the whole polygamy thing. So I mean that's interesting. I'm wondering because Big Mom has a bunch of husbands. So is that maybe like some kind of connection? Is like a husband club like a thing where it's like you are a person who is able to have multiple husbands, and there wouldn't be an issue just simply because of you being an ambassador to this club or something like that, or being a member. Or I mean, I have no idea. I don't really know how that works. I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe because Big Mom has had a lot of husbands, maybe there's a connection. But who knows? Um, but the actual chapter starts off. We have Sanji and Chiffon all arriving at Chocolate Town. Pudding and Chiffon meets with the chefs while Sanji's like hiding out in the back. So Pudding and Chiffon are talking to the 31 chefs of Whole Cake Island, and they were waiting for Pudding to arrive, and so Pudding's giving them the orders, but Pudding comes up with a plan that she's going to invite each, person into the room because everybody's like still fresh off the memory of everything that's happened. Everybody's like kind of like mad and upset. Everybody's like curse Straw Hats and all that. So Pudding comes up with the plan. She takes them all into the room where Sanji is hiding, and one by one she fixes their memories so that what they remember about the wedding is everything went off with a hitch. Her and Sanji are married, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So, next thing that happens is Pudding tells the townspeople, not to let anyone in. That's probably gonna be some foreshadow in there. So it might be like I don't know who, but I think maybe like somebody will come through and maybe like it'll give Sanji a quick fight, thus adding on to the even more crazy climax that's going on right now in the story and like the current events that are going on, because man, it is getting crazy. Like it is getting crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen this next chapter, but when Pudding she gains the help of the town people, telling them not to let anybody disrupt them from making this cake, like no matter what. And apparently it's supposed to take 2 hours and 45 minutes to make this cake. That's a long time. Judging by the way events are going, I don't think Sanji has 2 hours and 45 minutes to bake a cake. I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, one thing that I did think was pretty awesome, and they showcased it, as well in the chapter, is Sanji, sense of smell. He can anything that is already cooked, he can basically tell what the ingredients is. That's how keen of a sense of smell he has. Now, I don't know how keen of a sense of smell you have to be able to tell what ingredients are in a recipe, but I mean, that's amazing. I mean, maybe that might be some form of hockey related. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like this might be Oda maybe foreshadowing that Sanji might, even though he is the cook and the chef and all that, maybe he might be a tracker. Maybe this might be the same, because I think he tracked Nico Robin because of her perfume smell, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody could correct me on that if I'm wrong. But then that really does goes to the whole assassin thing that would fit Sanji's, him and his capabilities. Is like he would be using his assassin traits, I guess, and at the end of this, and then in corporation with his cooking skills. I mean, I don't know, but that keen sense of smell, I think that's gonna play another role somehow, some way. I'm guessing in tracking people. I'm calling that. So, that was cool. And he got complimented by all the chefs about how he was able to pick out all those ingredients, and then that how even though Struzan, the head chef, took him a week to come up with the secret ingredient, like Sanji just figured that out. And even like memorized like the structure of the cake and all that. Like that's crazy. That's how like you gotta have a keen eye for that. So it's like a keen eye and a keen sense of smell. So maybe he has maybe that's why he was also able to dodge Katakuri's mochi abilities, because maybe like he could smell the mochi too. Like because who knows? I don't know if you could smell his mochi. Like I don't even know if crackers like bread or cracker fruit. I don't know, whatever his bread fruit. Like I wonder if he's able to, like, if anyone could smell it, like, or does it not have a smell? You know what I'm saying? Like, when they produce these things, like, does it still maintain, like, its qualities? I mean, I would assume so, because Perospero, he makes candy, so I'm guessing, like, the candy would be delicious. But I don't know. It's kind of like, with the more blander things, like, I don't know. And mochi's alright. It's not really bland, but, I mean, that's alright. But Sanji says he's going to use his attack cooking. I mean, I don't know if that's... it waits for the official translation to really see what that probably means. But I wonder what that means. Because what is attack cooking? Like, is he going to put Big Mom to sleep? Judging by, like, the words he was using, saying that, like, he's going to bake a cake that's going to take Big Mom to paradise. So... like, I'd be like some kind of nirvana, some kind of sleep, like maybe like where as like she wouldn't just keep eating, she would eat and then she just folds. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure this cake is somehow it's going to halt everything, and it's going to change the landscape of everything, and it might be the thing that maybe turns Big Mom into an ally, like, and maybe like we'll put the Straw Hats on good terms with Big Mom. It could be like, we took the cake, but we only took it to make it better, kind of thing, or who knows, and maybe who knows, maybe they would end up saving Perospero, and Perospero would be indebted to the Straw Hats. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure the way that this is gonna go down, because as the chapter moves on, it goes back to Dogtooth, and Dogtooth is basically just mopping the floor with Luffy at this point. Like, he's straight giving Luffy these hands, and Luffy is probably thinking, I've not caught hands this badly in like 2.5 years. What is going on right now? This is Marineford all over again. So Dogtooth gives Brule the order. He's telling her, like, yo, you just gonna sit there, or you gonna like start doing something? He's like, cause you got to start making moves. So he gives her the initiative and tell her that she needs to, like, just start sending off arrows into through a mirror to, basically, have another way to attack the Straw Hats who are trying to get away, and make them not feel like they can just safely get away. Because Brule has an OP power. Like, just through mirrors alone, she can, like, as long as, like, there's a mirror on the ship or something like that, she can, like, trace you down or track you down. And that probably also works, like, about Big Mom's, like, intel network. So I can see why, like, she could know these things and know where people are and where they've been and stuff like that. Because Brule's ability alone is pretty much, like, it's intel worthy. You know what I mean? Like, she's weak, but intel, though, yeah. And then in combination, when you use it like this in like in a strategy, like, let's say if you have an enemy, the easiest way to take them down would be through their own mirrors, and doing what Dogtooth is doing now, telling them to send fire arrows. So, Luffy tries to disrupt them. And then we also get to see Snake Necks, which they look kind of interesting. They kind of do look like serpent. Like, they look like regular humans, but they just have serpent-like, I would say, anatomy. So, and not even like their facial features really, but more of just like their heads and like, well, like snake neck, long necks or whatever. Yeah, like, and I'm thinking, like, that's pretty interesting. It seems like they kind of like, if Oda does focus more on them, I feel like there's like a duo thing, because we saw two of them. So I'm thinking like their attacks work with them being like maybe some kind of illusion, because like they slither, you know what I mean, and they might be like hard to hit. So when you think you might hit one, it's like, nah, you didn't. So if you have two of them, that probably makes it like the accuracy maybe a lot harder. So maybe you would probably have to find a way to single out one of them and maybe try to combat them from there. But just getting a glimpse of the Snake Necks, even though they didn't do anything, but just getting a glimpse of them, obviously that was pretty cool for this chapter. And Luffy was trying to do his thing. Luffy was trying to, like, you know, protect the Straw Hats, but he's getting mopped, man. Like, Luffy's got to come up with something. Like, he's getting thrashed. Like, he's getting beat down. He's catching these hands. Well, he's catching these legs because Katakuri is like specializing in kicks for some reason. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's a long leg. Maybe he's a long leg tribe member. That would make sense. And his Mochi Mochi abilities. So maybe that, and because his limbs are longer. Or maybe he's just a whole long limbed being in general. And maybe that's why he can just, like, everything that, it's going to sound wrong, but every attack, well, no, every attack that he uses comes out bigger than Luffy's. There you go. But, you know, Luffy is doing his best to try and stop him. He's getting stomped. He's trying to give the order and tell Nami to get away, you know, run away, like, you know what I mean, smash all the mirrors. Like, I'll figure out a way to get back to you guys. And while they're already firing off these arrows at them and whatever, Big Mom's coming in on a tidal wave, bro. Big Mom homie the tidal wave, and she's coming in on a tsunami, and then Nami's just like, Luffy, I'm sorry, I think we're done for. Bro, the feels at the end of this chapter. Like, what is gonna happen next? How is Sanji gonna get this cake to Big Mom? Like, is somebody gonna die? Somebody's gotta die, or somehow they getting saved. Fish or the fishermen are saving them, or maybe the Sunny's gonna get destroyed. But man, it's just so many what ifs. What is gonna happen? How Oda's gonna have to pull something. Something's gonna have to happen to get these guys out of hot water, because these guys are in boiling hot water at this point. Brian, well, guys, this is Straw Hat Brian, signing out. This chapter has left me in awe. Please go read it. If you haven't read it, after you watch this review, reread it again, because I'm going to reread it again. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.